Tammy Slaton, one of the stars of the reality TV series 1000 LB Sisters, has made the difficult decision to uninvite herself from her sister Amy Slaton's upcoming wedding following her skin removal surgery. The 38-year-old Tammy and her 37-year-old sister Amy have been the focal point of the show since its debut in 2020, capturing the hearts of viewers with their emotional and physical transformation journeys. When 1000 LB Sisters first aired, the combined weight of the two sisters totaled around 1,000 pounds, and the show followed their efforts to improve their health, overcome emotional and psychological barriers, and change their lives. Over the course of 7 seasons, the sisters have undergone dramatic transformations, not just in their physical appearances, but also in their relationships, lifestyle choices, and personal goals. Now in Season 7, both Tammy and Amy look remarkably different, having shed most of their excess weight, leading to a renewed focus on themselves and new developments in their romantic lives. Tammy, for example, now has a new girlfriend, and Amy has recently become engaged to Brian Scott Levorn. Their journeys have not only inspired fans, but also brought to light the challenges that come with such drastic changes in life, especially within the context of family relationships and differing worldviews. As Amy plans her dream wedding with Brian, tensions have surfaced between the sisters. Amy and Brian chose a wedding venue with a haunted asylum theme, aligning with their shared passion for all things spooky. This decision, however, did not sit well with Tammy. In a particularly emotional clip shared by E.T. from the season finale of 1000 LB Sisters, Tammy and Amy engage in a heated conversation about the upcoming wedding. Tammy, expressing her deep concern, tells Amy, "I miss the sister I used to have," a comment that leaves Amy in tears. Amy responds with raw emotion, saying, "She died the day you told me you weren't going to my wedding," highlighting how much Tammy's absence affects her. Tammy, in turn, explains that she cannot attend a wedding being held in what she describes as a location with demons. Amy counters Tammy's objections by pointing out the irony that Tammy herself keeps haunted dolls in her house, to which Tammy defensively replies that her dolls are not demonic, and insists Amy should learn the difference between spirits and demons. Tammy further explains her apprehension by stating, "I can't go to this asylum and get rid of demons there. People have died. Millions of people have died." Her fears are grounded in a deep belief that entering such a place could result in a malevolent spirit attaching itself to her, something she is unwilling to risk. Amy, on the other hand, just wants her sister to be there for her big day and doesn't see the location as a threat. Despite the disagreement, Amy continues to plead for Tammy's support, but Tammy resolutely declines, saying, "Hell no, you're out of your mind." She emphasizes that she would attend only if the wedding venue were changed, which deeply hurts Amy. Feeling increasingly isolated, Amy begins to blame herself for the situation and laments that no one seems to want to be at her wedding, despite her having supported others on their special days. The underlying cause of Tammy's refusal goes beyond mere superstition. It touches on a larger theme of concern and protective instinct. Tammy worries that Amy's fascination with haunted locations and the occult might be more than just a quirky preference, even going so far as to suggest that Amy might be under the influence of something supernatural. This idea, while extreme, underscores Tammy's belief that Amy's insistence on a haunted asylum for her wedding venue could have unintended spiritual consequences. According to Tammy, the risks of engaging with such energy, particularly in a place historically associated with suffering and death, are far too high. Amy's spooky love story with Brian Scott Levorn is central to this disagreement. Their engagement was emblematic of their unique relationship, which had been steeped in horror-themed romance from the beginning. The proposal took place in a haunted house in Kentucky, fulfilling Amy's long-standing wish. This macabre setting was no coincidence. Early in their relationship, Brian had once slipped a ring onto Amy's finger while she was asleep, but she had told him that she would only accept a proper proposal if it happened in a haunted house. 5 months later, Brian delivered on that promise in a setting that perfectly aligned with their shared interests. The proposal was witnessed by Tammy and their other sister, Misty Slaton, and Amy's engagement ring, featuring 2 skeletons forming a heart, further cemented their theme of scary love. They even have matching tattoos that read "Scary Love," showcasing their commitment to their unique romantic style. However, despite Amy's joy, Tammy wasn't fully supportive of the engagement from the beginning. She felt that Amy was rushing into things and was skeptical about how quickly the wedding planning started after the proposal. Her concern wasn't just about the location, but also the pace and intensity of the relationship, especially given Amy's emotional vulnerability. Tammy's refusal to attend the wedding can thus be interpreted not just as fear or superstition, but as a reflection of deeper unease about Amy's choices. Amy, however, remains unwavering in her vision. She wants a Halloween-themed wedding at the Haunted Asylum, which she believes perfectly reflects her personality and relationship with Brian. This thematic decision, while deeply meaningful to Amy, has alienated not only Tammy, but possibly other potential guests as well. From Amy's perspective, this wedding is an expression of her individuality and her love story, and she feels hurt that her sister cannot look past her own fears to be there for her. Tammy argues that if Amy truly cared about her guests, she would choose a more neutral venue and use decorations to create the spooky ambience she desires, rather than holding the event in a place with such a dark history. Tammy's argument is rooted in her belief that spiritual energies, especially those associated with death and trauma, can have real effects on people. She expresses concern that entering a place with such a heavy past could lead to unintended spiritual consequences, such as attachments or hauntings. These beliefs, while not universally shared, are very real to Tammy and have led her to draw a firm boundary. She also feels that as a bridesmaid, she would love to celebrate her weight loss and wear a beautiful dress, but not at the cost of compromising her spiritual safety. This refusal becomes a complex statement, part protest, part fear, and part disappointment. Despite her concerns, Tammy also longs for a closer relationship with Amy and is visibly hurt that their bond seems to be weakening. On the other hand, Amy is heartbroken that her sister, who was present at other family members' weddings, cannot seem to support her in the same way. She feels unsupported and rejected, especially when she has made efforts to be present in others' lives. The emotional toll of this conflict is visible in both sisters. It highlights the growing distance between them, a distance that seems to have grown in parallel with their weight loss and personal development. While their physical transformation was once a shared journey, their lives have taken divergent paths, revealing how personal growth can sometimes lead to emotional drift. Amy, fully immersed in her spooky wedding plans, believes she is expressing her true self and celebrating love in her own way. Tammy, on the other hand, believes she is protecting her sister from making a potentially harmful decision. Both perspectives come from a place of love, but they are incompatible at the moment, leading to this painful standoff. Tammy's decision to not attend the wedding is not just about ghosts or demons. It's about a deeper fear that her sister is changing in ways she can't understand or accept. At the same time, Amy's insistence on following through with her spooky vision is her way of asserting her identity and honoring her relationship with Brian. She wants her wedding to be unforgettable,